Commander Zexthak had witnessed the rise and fall of 17 civilizations. His chitinous exoskeleton bore scars from battles across 3 spiral arms, and his compound eyes had seen predators that could cleave through starship hulls with their bare claws. The Vorthak were apex hunters, 6-meter-tall insectoids whose very name sent shivers through the galactic community. They were evolution's perfect killing machines, engineered by eons of warfare to be the ultimate predators. So when the humans first arrived at the Galactic Council, Zexthak had merely regarded them with mild curiosity. Small, soft, bipedal mammals with no natural weapons to speak of. Their homeworld's gravity was laughably weak, their atmospheric requirements pathetic, and their physical capabilities unremarkable. The Council had accepted them out of pity more than respect. That was before the Krillian invasion. The Krillians swept through the outer rim like a plague of metal locusts. Their biomechanical warships consumed entire planets, converting matter into more soldiers for their endless swarm. World after world fell in mere hours. The great Vorthak warrior clans, despite their legendary ferocity, lasted barely 3 days against the overwhelming tide. The humans had been on the galactic stage for less than 2 cycles. When the Krillians reached their frontier colony of New Eden, the Council wrote, "Off the system immediately if..." The mighty Vorthak couldn't stand against the swarm. What hope did these fragile mammals have? The first surprise came when New Eden didn't fall in hours. It didn't fall in days. For 3 weeks, the single human colony held against a Krillian force that should have crushed them in minutes. When the reinforcements finally arrived, expecting to find only debris and feeding grounds, they discovered something that defied comprehension. The Krillians were retreating. Zexthak had demanded to see the battle footage personally. What he witnessed changed his understanding of warfare forever. The humans hadn't simply fought the Krillians, they had made the biomechanical horrors afraid. Their children, barely mature by galactic standards, had turned their colony into a maze of death traps that would have impressed the most cunning Vorthak hunter. But it wasn't the traps that shook him. It was the children themselves. A 12-year-old human named Marcus Chen had jury-rigged mining equipment into improvised weapons that could punch through Krillian battle armor. An 8-year-old girl called Sarah had hacked into the swarm's communication network using nothing but salvaged electronics and an intuitive understanding of pattern recognition that bordered on prescient. When cornered in their school, 17 human younglings had fought with a coordinated savagery that would have made veteran Vorthak warriors step back in recognition. The galaxy had been watching the wrong humans entirely. While the adults had impressed the Council with their diplomacy and ingenuity, their offspring were something else altogether. They were born into a universe their species had never seen, yet adapted to its dangers with a fluidity that defied logic. Human children played games that would constitute advanced military training for most species. Their toys were simulated weapons and survival scenarios. Their bedtime stories were tactical analyses of historical battles. Zexthak realized the terrifying truth as he watched young Marcus Chen, now 13, casually dismantle a Krillian scout ship with modifications made from lunch break materials. Humanity's children weren't just raised by apex predators. They were being forged into something beyond the galaxy's comprehension. The adult humans spoke of preparing their young for the future, but what Zexthak witnessed was a species creating weapons out of love. Every lesson disguised as play, every challenge presented as fun, every story told to spark their imagination. All of it was unconsciously crafting the next generation into beings that could face any threat the universe might offer. Where other species protected their young by hiding them from danger, humans protected theirs by ensuring they could destroy anything that threatened them. Human children learned mathematics through ballistics calculations, studied biology by understanding how to kill efficiently, and developed social skills by forming pack hunting strategies during their games. The second Krillian wave lasted exactly 47 minutes. The human children, now coordinated across 17 colonies, had spent the intervening months playing with the Krillian technology they'd captured. They had reverse-engineered weapon systems, cracked communication protocols, and developed countermeasures with the casual efficiency of younglings solving puzzles during recreation time. 8-year-old Sarah, now 9, had created a virus that turned the Krillians' own biomechanical integration against them. 14-year-old Marcus had designed fighter craft that moved like living nightmares through space. Across the human frontier, Children who should have been learning basic mathematics were instead rewriting the fundamental principles of interstellar warfare. The galactic community watched in stunned silence as humanity's offspring casually dismantled a threat that had brought the greatest civilizations to their knees. They did it while laughing, competing with each other, treating the extinction of their enemies like an elaborate game with ever-changing rules. Zexthak finally understood why humans had survived on a death world where 99% of all species eventually went extinct. It wasn't because they were particularly strong or fast or resilient. It was because they had weaponized childhood itself, turning the natural learning process into a forge that created beings capable of adapting to and overcoming any conceivable threat. The galaxy had spent millennia perfecting apex predators through evolution and selective breeding. Humanity had done something far more terrifying. They had made apex predation hereditary not through genetics but through culture. Each generation didn't just inherit their parents' survival instincts. They surpassed them. As Zexthak watched 10-year-old humans casually, planning the complete restructuring of galactic defense networks during their afternoon strategy club, he felt something he hadn't experienced in his 17-civilization career, genuine fear of the future. The children were still playing, and their games were getting more sophisticated every day.